I don't know if others do it, but whenever I go into the woods, the wilderness, I consider my jacket, my pants, whatever I'm wearing, I consider that an extension of my kit, my bug out kit. I usually keep several jackets prepared with a few items set up like it was a survival kit, like it was a minimal bug out bag that's going to have a few items in there that are going to help me. You know, I've heard so many stories on cable, on TV, etc. There's a show called I Survived, and there's other shows about this happened to me and blah blah blah. But there's so many shows out there that talk about people who go for a casual walk, or they go out to do some photography, or to get out into nature, some biking or hiking or whatever, and something happens and they're stuck out there. A lot of them, no water, no way of signaling anyone, no means of making a fire, nothing. And it always amazes me. So I always keep my jackets, my clothing prepared when I head out. So today I carried a minimal of gear because I wanted to do a lot of hiking, cover a lot of ground. So I'll show you what I had on me today. My knives. I carried my regular folder. I have my machete, SOG Safari, and I have the Gerber Big Rock. You can see I modified this a little bit. I'll do a review on it soon. But even if I don't grab my bag, if I'm grabbing my jacket or I'm putting on my clothes for everyday life, I have something in there that's going to cover me for survival should the situation. This is my field jacket survival kit. Now I always keep all of my jackets set up in some way for survival. It doesn't matter if it's jackets I wear in an urban situation or whatever. I always have something in them that's going to help me out. But this is my field jacket, and it's always set up with certain items in it. For one thing, I always keep a camera mount in there. Very useful for me. I have a cutting tool. This is a saw that I really prefer, one of my preferred saws, and I always have that in a jacket pocket when I head out. A lighter. Every one of my jackets have a fire making tool. Pocket number 2. A pair of gloves and a container. This is a metal cup, and it comes with sterno and a sponge. For me, this is really important. You can see already I have a 3-item survival kit going here. I have a cutting tool, I have a means to make fire, and I have a way to boil water. Do I have anything else in here? Yes. I have a candle and a pack of matches. Okay, another means to make fire, and something that would help make up your fire kit, a candle. Pocket number 3. In here I have a headlamp. If it was getting close to dark and I'm out in the wilderness somewhere, that would really come in handy. And because of the extensive hiking that I do, it's very important to me. And here we have a little container which has matches in it. And this little container is just to keep the matches dry. Anything else in there? Oh yeah. I have some chapstick and a rag. This is a piece of a cotton t-shirt. And if you're not carrying toilet paper, well, a rag is a really good item to have. It's also another part of the fire kit. You can see here already we have, for the fire kit, we have sterno with matches, a lighter, candle, more matches, and cotton. Pocket number 4. In here I have a compass. I've got a little emergency stove with fuel tabs. What else? Oh, I've got tissue and another candle and some more chapstick. So you can see I've got some creature comforts, but for me it's also the basics for an emergency situation. Some would say, well, where's your first aid stuff? Yes, it would be beneficial to have first aid stuff, but I find I rarely, very rarely, need first aid stuff out in the field. It can happen though, and perhaps I should think about that. But, you know, a rag, fire, cup to boil water in, some tissues, chapstick. I mean, that's stuff that can be used for first aid. Something with a band. But here we have a fire kit. We have a means to boil water, little container. We've got cutting tool, and I did have something else in here. It was a Swiss Army knife, but I took it out for today because I'm carrying plenty of cutting tools. But there you have it. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of thought. It's just a simple little thing. You throw a few items in your jacket pockets. It's not something that I need all the time, that I'm going to be searching for around the house. It's just stuff because I have spares of these cups. I have spares of the candles and the lighters and matches, etc. It's not something I'm going to miss. Now when the warm weather comes, I'll transfer probably my compass into another pocket, a later jacket, and I'll transfer this into another jacket. I already have cups and containers in other jackets, but most of my jackets contain these type of items, if not these very items, so that when I do go out during the day on a hike, or if it's in everyday life, I have certain items with me that are going to cover me for an emergency survival situation, should it happen. And it does happen to people. You always hear about stories during the wintertime about people being stranded on the road, stuck in the snow. Even on the interstate, they're stuck in deep snow and people can't get bailed out for hours, even over a day. And if they have a few items, like sterno, some water, maybe some tea bags, tissues, etc., hey, their creature comforts as well as some emergency needs are covered. And that's all this is about. It's just about thinking about simple little ways of covering the bare necessities by having it ready already. You don't have to put it together before you head out the door. You just grab your jacket and you go. So I hope this helps someone. And hearing something out here. Not sure what that was. So personally, I always choose to carry the 3-item survival kit, and I'm always looking for ways to improve, improvise, and change the way I do things, especially with my gear and the way I think. And this is something that I've carried all winter long, and it's done me well. And this is a 3-item survival kit. It's changed up in a way that it's very comfortable to carry. It's a very compact, small unit. Now this was a canteen sheath with strap, which held a larger canteen. But what I did to change it up, I simply changed out the large canteen and put in a smaller canteen with cup. So that gives me the ability to contain and carry water, as well as boil it. And of course, cook food in. But it gave me ample room inside of this canteen case to also carry a knife with sheath strapped to the belt, as well as a fire tool. And I still had plenty of room left over to stuff other things in there. And I also have, in the front pouch, extra fire making tools, which is a place you would also carry water purification tablets. But it's gave me plenty of room in a very comfortable way to carry my 3-item survival kit. Throw it behind my back, in front of me, alongside of me. I can switch it up, put it on the other side. Very comfortable. The one thing that was a problem with this particular sheath and case, one thing that was a problem with this particular sheath and belt was that the area that the belt hung onto the sheath was a little low, and when you're walking it would flip upside down one way or the other. So what I simply did was take a pair of old pants, cut off the belt loop and sewed it on and put this belt through the belt loop onto the case there. And it worked out really well. There's plenty of room to unhook it and bring it through. Bring it back through and hook it. It works out great. It's not going to flip upside down. Full or empty, this thing is secure. I mean, you can't even push it upside down now, whereas it used to just fall upside down. So it does have a utility belt hook up here, but I prefer not to use it. Utility belt's another area of binding around your waist and it's more weight. This is very comfortable. It's a great setup, and I kind of like it. If you have ideas on ways to carry, set up a 3-item survival kit, I'm open to it. Send it out. Give me your ideas. I'm always looking for new ones and better ones. So I send you my piece.